I think I'm on. Am I on? You guys let me know. Just having a look at the chat. Okay, so I already have 2 guys in. I'm going to look so silly now if I'm not actually live and I'm just talking to myself right now. But hello. I'm coming in a little bit early to make sure it's all set up before Tarantula Lady comes on. Hello. So we have Arachno TRS, hello, and Spider Sister. Hello guys. I can hear you loud and clear. Perfect. Okay. That's the difficult bit over. So we're okay. We are a little bit early. Lucinda's not coming on till 7, but I thought the first time trying to go live, try and set it up first. Is this lighting okay? It seems a little bit bright, but when I have my room light on, I think, is that better or is that really annoying? Camera's nice and clear too. Thank you. Let me know. Let me turn it off. Is that light better? Or is that brightness a bit crap? Or was it better the other way? Light is fine. Not sure about the room light. Yeah, I think that looks really annoying wherever it is. There. Okay, we'll switch back to the other one. Okay. That might be better. Not sure, but it's got different settings. No, that's off. That was too bright. Off. That one? That one? Maybe that one? Okay. I think that one. Sorry. I didn't know quite what to do. Show you what? With all those lights, my spiders are behind me. So they're probably like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, sorry. I'll try not to swear. That's nerves showing through that. Oh gosh. You're fine, thank you. So how are you, Spider Sister? You're chatting to me. This guy. that's probably what they're like. They're probably like, Jesus. Like daylight. What's that video where in the UK there was this show and it was voicing over animals, and one was a bird that was hiding in its wings and then unhiding, but the voiceover was like daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime. That's probably what my spiders are thinking right now, but that's okay. I'm sure they don't mind. I mean, you can't see them, but they're like right over there. Right. Let's see. I can't actually see how many people are in the chat. I burned myself, it looks nasty. Ooh. How did you do that? Was it cooking? Or were you just being silly? Yeah, well, cooking. Yeah, it's fine. I hope it's okay though. I hope you didn't burn yourself too badly. Right, chat. I'm trying to look around my screen to like see what I've got, because I've never done a live stream before and I'm using StreamYard, so I'm sort of like looking around my screen, looking at what's what. And I think I see on that top corner, it says how many people's in the chat. And there's 5. So hello, whoever you 5 are, welcome. Sorry, I'm looking around. I've already sent Lucinda the link, so she will join around 7 o'clock when she's ready. And for the start of it, just sort of going to have a chat, get to know her a little bit, introduce her, and then I have a topic that we were going to talk about. And then everyone who's in the chat can also join in with your opinions and what you think. Yeah, so I thought I'd call it the Tarantula Chinwag, because I thought maybe that would be appropriate. BBC Talking Owls. Yes, that's the exact one. Alan, yeah, that little fucking chipmunk thing. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. That was such a good show. It's so funny. I still watch that. I just go on YouTube whenever I feel like listening to that chipmunk show. Alan. Brilliant. Very glad to be here. You're very much welcome to be here. I wasn't expecting people to actually be on yet, to be honest. I messaged Lucinda on Instagram and I said, now I know our channels aren't huge compared to others, and I thought, but if no one joins the live stream, then at least we can chat to each other. But I am glad to see some people actually here. So Lucinda's just texted me saying she'll be on soon. No worries. Okay. Same. At least I've got someone to talk to for the next 10 minutes before Lucinda comes on. So thank you, Spider Sister, for keeping me company right now. I'm not making me look like a bit of a fool. I thought of this idea because I put a poll up on Instagram asking if you guys will want to see live streams, and majority said yes. So I thought, okay, we'll give it a go. We'll see how we do. And if this is maybe something that people like watching, then maybe I'll do another one. Maybe ask someone else to join. But the idea is to have a bit of a chinwag and share some opinions on a specific topic for tonight. And we'll see how we go. For a laugh, check out Ultimate Dog Tease by Talking Animals. No, is that the one where it's like some sort of shepherd and the guy speaks and he's like, I had something in the fridge, and the dog's like, yeah. He's like, but you know what I did with it? I ate it. And the dog cries. Is that the one that you're on about? Because if so, I've already seen that video and it's hilarious. Yes. Hello, Tarantula Limited. Welcome. Nice to meet you. We're just talking crap for a minute before Lucinda comes on. So, yeah, no, that is a good video, to be fair. So how are we all? How old? Right, you're gonna get this a lot. Where my brain just refuses to work every now and then. I was gonna say, how are we all? Let me know, how was your day? What did you do with it? I went to Specsavers to get some new glasses, which will be ready next week, because apparently I'm going more and more blind every 2 years, which is great. It's fine. It's fine. That mean where the dog is sitting in the burning house, it's fine. Okay. I don't know how like fast you guys, like as I'm saying it, I don't know how long it takes to get to you, if that makes sense. So I hope it's not like too slow. I hope you've all had a good day, whether you were working or not. I wasn't, I was off today. So I was quite happy. Didn't get a lie in there. Right. I'm quite nervous, to be honest. So you guys will have to forgive me. Tarantula Limited. I'm good. It's been a good day. Good. Very good. Did you do anything interesting? Or was it just a bit of another day? Tell me if you did something interesting. Sorry if I go quiet. I'm just sort of skimming through the chat a little bit. And I'm also sweating because I'm in my spider room. It's getting nighttime now, so the temperatures I let drop overnight, but before they start to drop, I'm sat here. It is so warm in this room because I keep a heater on for them. So I'm sweating right now. That's right. Oh. So if any of you guys that are watching this stream, if you haven't already, make sure you go over to Lucinda's YouTube or her Instagram, or both. She is Tarantula Lady, and she is so sweet. So if you haven't already, make sure you go and follow her on Instagram and also subscribe to her YouTube channel. She put out a sort of unboxing / rehousing video, and in the background her boyfriend was hilarious. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure you go to her channel and check it out. It was so funny. He was just like, oh my god. Yeah, make sure you go look at that. Being good, about to do all the tarantula water dishes and feed them. How many tarantulas do you have? Let me know, Tarantula Limited. I have 22 at the minute, and feeding and watering takes me like 3 hours. But I'm really slow. So if I had like 100 tarantulas, it'd take me about 6 weeks just to water and feed them all. So let me know, how many have you got? I had a message from Flawless Flying. Jesus, I can't speak. Flawless Fangs on Instagram asking me if I had entered Fatal Fangs, and I said no, because half of mine, more than half of my tarantulas are slings, and I pre-kill their food for them. And my 4 juveniles, my only 4 juveniles, are all in pre-molt. So none of them are eaten. Sarah replied with, I mean, it'd be nice to enter. Too bad I don't have spiders to enter with. And then he responded by saying, well, that means you just need to buy some more then. Like, no. Maybe not. Tarantula Limited. I've got 12. Okay. That's okay then. That's fine. I'm sure it didn't take you that long to water and feed. Do you plan on getting any more? Let me know. And if you do get more, how many? What's your limit? If you have 12 now, what number will you stop? When Lucinda does join in a couple of minutes, I'm hoping it's as easy as like clicking a button. I guess we'll find out when she does join. Sorry, I think there's like a few minutes in between what I say and what you guys hear. So if I ask a question, it takes a couple minutes to get a reply in the chat. Yes, I'm going to get more. I want to get at least 40. Okay. No, compared to other people, 40 is like probably about normal. I hope you've got the space for it. I'm sure you do. 40. I don't know what I'd do with 40 tarantulas. Die, probably. My husband would just kill me. I was supposed to start off with 2 tarantulas. That was like, it wasn't even supposed to be 2, but I got Hunter, who's my Brachypelma albiceps, from a like breeder that's like about an hour's drive away. And when I went to go pick her up, he just had a sack. Not just, but he had like loads of T. albipilosa slings. Like just as we were leaving, he said, "Oh, you can take one of these if you want." And I was like, "Okay," but Adam, my husband, was like, "You're really supposed to have one." And a few months down the line, and now I have 22. So it's fine. It's fine. I won't get any more though. I think 22 is about my limit. I don't fancy getting 40 tarantulas like you, tarantula limit. I don't think I'd have the space. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock now. So Lucinda should be coming on any minute as soon as she's ready. And then we'll sort of get the ball rolling. Sorry if it's been a bit quiet. Okay, I did come on 20 minutes early just to make sure that I had it all set up first, rather than struggle or mess it up when it actually came. So at least now I know I don't have to start so early if I do this kind of thing again. So if in the actual sort of comments of this live stream, if you enjoyed it, let me know, leave a comment, or even just in the live chat, and I can see what kind of response we get, and if it's maybe something that we can do again. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if she might need me to send the link again. Sure, she'll let me know. She does. yeah, I'm going to start YouTube soon, so I want more tarantulas. Okay. What kind of videos are you going to make? What's your plan? You don't necessarily need more tarantulas, but to be fair, you get a lot more content if you get more. That's why I don't upload that often, because like I said, most of my spiders are slings and they provide zero content. I have nothing to record because they're always hiding and none of them are hunting their own food yet, so I've got nothing to record. But I do have a couple more of like little comedy sort of skit videos, like my reality of keeping tarantulas that I uploaded like quite a while ago now, a few weeks ago. That video actually did a lot better than I thought it was going to. I wasn't expecting people to like it so much, but I think people thought it was funny and relatable, so yeah, I'm quite proud of that one. So I do plan on making more like that, but I'm still quite camera shy, so every time I go to sit down and film something, I look at the camera and I just freeze. Like I lose my bottle. Spider sister, I'm sorry I have to go. Gotta take care of this burn. Hope you have a fun stream. Sorry for missing it. That's all right. It's okay. I hope you burn. Like, I hope it's okay. Gosh. Yeah, I hope it's okay. And I hope you sort it out. Thank you for joining anyway at the start. Okay. See, I don't know how this actually works. Like, when Lucinda comes to join us, I don't know how it works. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Okay. I'm trying to think of like something that I can maybe talk to you guys about before Lucinda gets here. But I don't want to give anything away. Like I've teased on my Instagram that I will be getting a new animal at some point this year, but I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to tell you what it is yet until the time comes. But stay tuned because I will be getting something new that is not a tarantula. I'll give you that hint. It's not a spider or an invertebrate. Sorry if I look harmless. I'm just looking around the screen, like seeing what is what. Because I've never used StreamYard before. I've only ever done one live stream before this, and that was on Instagram, which actually went pretty well. So that was okay. And that was the giveaway that I did for 500 followers. And I do plan to do another giveaway on my Instagram when I release my logo and when I reach 1,000 followers, which is crazy, but so there'll be 2 more giveaways on my Instagram coming soon. Drink. Okay. I will just send a message to Lucinda and see if she needs any help getting on. Hello, Arachno TRS. We're just currently waiting for Lucinda to join when she's ready. It should be pretty soon. I don't want to give away the topic of discussion just yet. I'll wait till she gets on and then I'll say what we're going to talk about. But next time, if there is a next time, if people enjoy this live stream, then I probably won't start it so early. I'll start it like on time. I will do feeding videos, unboxing tarantulas, not 100% on other things to do yet. Well, to be fair, feeding videos and unboxings are, I know that like the standard and everyone loves watching them, but if you try and think of something, I don't know, kind of maybe different or sort of, I don't know, like try and find a little niche for yourself. Like for me, I try and do those little comedy videos. That's just something a little bit different. So if you find a little niche for yourself. But otherwise, feeding videos and unboxing videos are my favourite videos anyway. They're all that I watch all day, so it's fine. But good luck with those. I'm sure you'll do great. Or you do better than me. Are you going to call your channel Tarantula Limited? Are you going to keep that name? Sorry if I go quiet. Just a little, I don't know, a bit nervous. So, yeah, if I go quiet, it's because I'm a complete and utter noob. Okay, so Lucinda is in the background, and I will just.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome. welcome. I have to put my volume up. I realise I can't hear you.
Oh no. I had to put mine down because it was too loud.
Oh, hello. This is our
Hello.
first time like actually talking to each other other than
Yes.
Instagram. So,
Yeah, I know.
So I was so excited.
It's nice to meet you, but like properly.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. And thank you so much for coming and joining me.
That's okay. How's it been going? I haven't been watching because I've been trying to sort stuff out, but how's it been going?
It's been good. I mean, we started off with like 5 people watching, which I was surprised about. I thought no one would want to watch. Not that they wouldn't, but like, I was getting nervous. And then I started it like 20 minutes early just to make sure that I had everything ready and like actually rolling. But I'm like far too nervous in front of the camera, I think. So now that you've joined, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, honestly, it'll go over time. I remember I did a stream. I went on someone else's stream on my and it was just me and them, and I was still like petrified. And now because I'm obviously part of Raggy's now, I've
Yeah,
been on a couple of times, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. It's really
you're fine.
weird.
You can teach me then. You can share your confidence with me. But you've been on. I've seen you in 2 Raggy streams. Is
Yes,
that
yeah, I've
right?
just had 2. Yeah, yeah. And I went
Okay.
on someone else's stream before. But yeah, it's just the 2 raggies and that. Literally, I think because there's such a group of us, and because we'd spoken in like our group chat a lot, like loads before. So when we
Yeah.
actually went on, it was like, oh, okay, it's just the people I've been talking to for ages.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it wasn't so nerve-wracking. Well, you know, really, I can't speak. Can you tell us? But I was going to say, were you nervous, like on the first Raggy's one, because there were so
On
many
the
people on it?
Yeah, on the first one, I was really nervous, and I was constantly trying to keep up with the chat because obviously there's loads of people talking in there and asking things. And then instead, I kind of just started dipping in and out, and it was just
Yeah.
easier just to kind of see a little bit and just deal with that part. And then, yeah,
Did you enjoy it though? Did you love
yeah,
it?
massively, massively. Like the people are so lovely, and everyone in the stream is like just so supportive and lovely, so it just takes that weight off of you, and you're thinking, okay, I'm all right then, everyone's being nice, it's fine.
Yeah. I watched that last one with when you were making isopods,
Oh,
and I was crying. I was watching it. I just thought,
we
like,
all completely forgot about the chat. We were just away doing our own thing, and they were like, oh, hang on, we better look at the chat and see if anything has been said. So it was weird. I'd never done anything like that before, and my little girl's already pulled the antenna off, and I was
oh
like, no,
no.
my hard work.
They were so cool. Like when they were finished with, like, they were cool. What is it? Is it Jeannie? Is that her name?
Yeah,
Jeannie.
Jeannie. Yeah,
She is so adorable. I just feel
yeah, I
like I want to
know.
like give her a
I
hug
think
or
we were all really
something.
frustrating her. That was the. She was. I could tell towards the end she was starting to get quite annoyed with us because we were all being quite silly.
She's so cute though. And I
Yeah,
think
she's
Alex
lovely.
from Tarantula Haven, I think he's just a troll.
I love him. I think he's brilliant. I only ever watched his videos, and actually speaking to him and having that interaction was just like, oh my god, he's amazing. He's so human and lovely, and yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, so cool. So I'm lucky to have you on my channel because it feels like a little celebrity at the
God,
minute.
no, I'm definitely not. I've only just started
No.
out doing this, so I'm definitely not. But thank you. There's a really nice comment.
Well, that's what it feels like, and you've been doing so well. Like, but you 100% deserve it. Like
Oh,
like
thank
your
you.
videos on YouTube, you post on Instagram, and plus you're just so sweet. So
Oh, thank
like,
you.
it was so nice because I was messaging you like from before you did that video with Jaden from
Mm,
Mr. Grimm's Creatures, and I remember like talking to you, and then I saw like that notification go up that video was posted, and I was like, oh, no way! I was like, that's so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was really good. I was so nervous doing it. It's more, I think, when my partner was in here, because he was sat in here initially while I was trying to film it. And I was just like, I'm sorry, you've got to go because I'm so nervous doing this.
Oh
I just
no.
need you. And then as soon as I was on my own, I'm like, cool, good, I'm fine, I can relax now.
Yeah, I'd have just died. Every time I look at the camera, my brain just fails on me. I can't
It's
cope.
so easily done, isn't it?
No. And that post that you did on Instagram about all those new little old worlds that you've been getting. Oh my god.
Yeah. I didn't expect 3 old worlds. I thought maybe the odd one, maybe, but when I got 3, I was just like, oh, okay. This is a different level now.
But they went okay for you, didn't you? You said that.
Yeah,
Okay.
literally, they were fine. The first 2, which I think was oh god, which one? I need to have my phone because I can't remember what any of them are called still.
It was the Happy Patty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what order I did them in. Because where's my pictures? that'll tell me what order I did them in. So I did the the H Mac. I just call it an H Mac because it's easier to say.
Yeah.
Is it Immaculata? Something
Yeah,
like
they call
that.
it Starbest, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not that clued up on Old World, to be honest.
Yeah, same, completely the same. That one was absolutely fine. The what was the other one? It's the bigger one that I had, which is
I thought it was Simone. The bigger one.
no, the other Old World sling. Oh my god, where's my list of tarantulas? There it is.
I'll keep this as well, otherwise I'll forget what I've got.
I've got my little app, the tarantula app,
Okay.
and it's brilliant. Like I would be lost if I didn't have it.
Have you got Android?
Oh yeah,
an Android?
Sorry?
Have you got like an Android
yes.
phone? Okay, because I can't get it on Apple.
Oh, bear with me.
Okay.
Alice, you need to go in the living room, darling.
Oh.
You want some mummy cuddles?
Oh.
Come here. It's okay. You need to go get ready for bed. No. Sorry.
He's so cute, that little boy.
Why don't you have a race with Charlotte?
I'll race to the sitting room. I bet you can't beat me. Go.
Bless her.
You.
She'll do that. Like she'll sit there and she'll go, "I'm really sad." I'm like, "Why are you sad, darling?" And she's like, "Because I haven't had any mummy cuddles." And I'm just like,
Oh.
she's so sweet. She's driving me insane, but she's so sweet. So it was the Haiti, absolutely fine. Was a bit like, I don't really want to move, but it went and it was all right. It was what's the third one I got? The Stromatopelma calciatum, which is the feather-leg baboon. That one, it wasn't bad. It still wasn't bad, but that one was the more annoyed one. Did
it threat foes?
Well, I was trying to tap it to sort of go because I didn't have any proper enclosures. I had to take out the luckily I had 3 little sling pots, you know, the ones they come in.
Yeah.
Available already, so I just put them in there. But because I didn't know how to like angle it or anything, I was kind of guessing. So I kind of ripped the tissue so then I could just kind of lean it over the edge and then tap it so it would just walk down the side. And it did work, but it kept trying to attack the other side of the tissue. And I was just like, what are you doing? And it didn't run, it didn't bolt, it was kind of just like, go away.
It was just like,
and then it went in
like,
and it's been fine.
You?
Yeah, it was more like that. It was just like, leave me alone. And then the Somani, absolutely fine. I was so petrified because of the size. It's the biggest one I've got now.
How big is he?
Apparently it's 6 to 8 centimeters, but it's definitely bigger than that. We got my partner's tape measure out and sort of went to 8 centimeters, and we sort of looked at it and went, no, it's bigger than 8 centimeters.
Right.
But that one,
they get quite big as well. They get bigger than that, don't they?
Yeah, they get to 15 centimeters, I think. And literally, it was facing in the pot, so it had its bum at the lid. So I just put it down, took the lid off. I was so terrified of taking the lid off in case this thing just came running out. But I took the lid off and I was like, oh, its bum's there, okay. And then I just left it, and me and my partner are standing there going, what do we do? What do we do now? And it literally just walked out and turned around and just sat there, and I was like, that was easy then. That's fine.
See, I told you, you know, even though it was the biggest one, it's still a Funapalma, which you could kind of be a little bit more, okay, maybe this one will be like a little puppy dog. So yeah. I'm glad it lived up to it. My Funapalma Calcodes, she is a puppy dog after 5 minutes. Like,
oh, okay.
When I tried to rehouse her, like not that long ago, I was like, oh, it'd be fine. Like, she'd be great. People handle these ones. So I got my little paintbrush and I was like, okay, come on, time to get in the catch cup. And she just spun around and was like, no, and
Oh
bit
my
my
goodness.
paintbrush like 5 or 6 times. And then she tried to crawl up of it, and I just dropped the paintbrush.
Oh.
Like, nope.
Oh my goodness. I had a
Hello.
similar thing happen to me. I was trying to feed my curly hair, and I dropped a micro cricket in, because it's only a sling, and
Yeah.
I just sort of was trying to get the cricket to move a little bit so it could find it, and it attacked the paintbrush. And because this was the first time I'd fed them, it made me jump, and I just went with the paintbrush, and I looked, I was like, oh, it still clung on.
No
And then
way.
it just, and luckily it wasn't, we were on a little shelf, so it was fine, and it just let go and landed, and it just stopped, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do? And then I just managed to scoop it up and put it back in. It was fine. It's the most feisty little thing. It'll take literally 3 or 4 micro crickets each time I feed it.
No way.
And I'm just, because I accidentally dropped too many in. I tried to drop 1 in, and 3 came out, and it was just like yum yum yum. And now I always
I'll get them.
cool.
They are such a good species. I've got one called Admiral Trench, which is like a Star Wars name from Adam.
Okay.
That thing is definitely one of my most feisty, even though they're supposed to be one of the most easiest going. And yet anyone that I've ever spoke to that has a curly hair says, no way, it's a psycho. Like when it comes to them.
That is the thing, is everyone's like, it's chilled, best one for like a beginner, and then I got it, and I was just like, this is the most feisty one out of all of them.
It just goes to show you can't quite depend on the species, because every spider is so different.
Yes, it is. It is.
Well, I did have a topic to have a chat with you about. Now, I watched or listened to Tom Moran's Tarantula podcasts. If you ever listen to podcasts,
I haven't. I don't really listen to podcasts. I want to get into it because I think it would probably be quite a good, like, I don't know, kind of like a relaxing, peaceful thing to do. But I just haven't. I haven't got around to it. Doing it.
100%. Like, if you get the chance, Tom Moran's and the Tarantula Collectors podcast are really, really good. And Tom Moran's is very educational. Like, he pulls up so many things that you wouldn't even think of. And one of them was discussing this care book. If you can see that. And it's not that it's really bad, but there's a couple of things in it. And I thought maybe this would be interesting to kind of talk about it. And the topic that I chose for you was how we use the word dangerous when it comes to keeping spiders. And the reason why, not only to I talked to you anyway, so I thought perfect, because I can talk to Lucinda and not be too nervous because I spoke to you before. But you did mention, you have mentioned before, that you were actually quite scared of spiders. So I thought, it'd be really interesting to see what kind of opinion you'd have, considering you may have, this word may have not been so, I want to say far-fetched, but, not so crazy.
Yeah.
Not so crazy, but sorry, I blab.
No, you're fine, honestly.
So I thought what I would do is, in this first chapter, there is 1, 2. Okay, so there's 4 pages. So not a lot. There's only 4 or 3. And I highlighted. She says the word dangerous, I think 4 times in the first 4 pages. I thought that was kind of an interesting sort of thing for a tarantula care book. So if I read some of these out and let me see what your kind of first reaction is. So the very, very first sentence on the very, very first page is, keeping any pet entails responsibilities, but none more so than for a potentially dangerous arachnid such as a tarantula. That's the very first line.
Oh my goodness.
And then when I read that, I thought, okay, I don't quite know how I feel about it. So from that first line, would you agree? Would you say that any pet's a responsibility, but a dangerous one, like a tarantula? Is that a phrase you would use?
I wouldn't necessarily use the word dangerous. I mean, because tarantulas come in so many variations, I feel like there are different scales of dangerous as such, that they can be potentially venomous, but that doesn't, I don't know, it's a really hard one, because I can see why someone would put that label on them, but at the same time, now owning them, I'm just like, yeah, fine. It's a really weird one, and I wouldn't, especially in a tarantula. Is that a tarantula specific care book?
Yeah, tarantula.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that in there. I wouldn't start off with that they're dangerous. I would explain more maybe the venom side of it and say, oh, there are these types of tarantulas that have a low venom, and these tarantulas that do have a high venom and do come with a risk of, if they bite you, it could be very painful, it could be this, it could be, there's a different way of going about it. But starting off, surely that's gonna, someone who's interested in tarantulas, or like me, just starting out, and the first thing they find is dangerous tarantulas, maybe I'll just throw that book away and not be involved with it anymore,
Exactly. So if you'd, before having tarantulas, if you'd have read that, would you have gone, okay, maybe I won't? Maybe
I would have been more put off, definitely. I don't know, me personally, whether it would have changed my mind, because I think growing up, I always thought tarantulas are dangerous, tarantulas are this, and the stereotypical things you hear. But I don't know. I was aware people had them as pets, so I guess I kind of thought, well, they can't be that dangerous then, if they're that in the if they're that out in the community and in the world, and people are keeping them as pets legally. If it was that dangerous, it wouldn't be legal to have them as pets in your own house or without a license. So
yeah, I completely agree. And I thought, when I read that first line, I thought, okay, well, if I try and see it from the writer's point of view, maybe she's trying to, straight off the bat, be like, this isn't for everyone. And I get that. Like, it's a good sort of foundation to build from. But at the same time, I think pets like tarantulas get such a bad rep for people that don't keep them. That if they see something like that, they're like, yeah, see, told you, dangerous. Do you know what I mean?
And it's also hard for like children, because there are a lot of teenagers and younger, 8, 9, 10-year-olds that are interested. And if a parent wants to educate themselves and they came across that, well, they'd go, well, this book says it's dangerous, therefore no.
Exactly.
And which, to an extent, I understand. As a parent myself, I get that. But at the same time, it's the wrong way of going. There's a difference between education and terrifying someone,
Yeah, 100%. And even if, like, if you go onto page, it's like page 5, but with actual writing on it. It's like the third one in. And if I read that first line on that page, it goes, tarantulas are not like most mainstream pets, nor should they be treated as one. They are predatory, venomous, dangerous, territorial, and while many of the tarantulas being kept are treated as docile and non-aggressive under the right circumstances, even the most docile of these creatures can turn aggressive or defensive.
I get the end bit. The end bit makes sense, saying, even the most docile can turn aggressive. Completely true. That can happen. But how she starts it off, saying they can be. What was the first bit? It was like they can be venomous, dangerous, and it's
predatory, territorial, venomous, dangerous.
I feel like that's such a like negative, and it's just no, that's not how you write a tarantula guide at all.
100%.
Blimey.
I agree completely. I guess she's trying to like protect the keeper from underestimating keeping a tarantula, but still, like, when I first read that, because it was Tom Moran, he did a little podcast and a little section on this book, and I thought, okay, I'll get it and I'll have a read of it and I'll see for myself. And then when I read that, I was like, first of all, I wouldn't use the word dangerous or territorial in the way that it makes you think that you can't go anywhere near them, because if you go anywhere near them, they're gonna like try and attack you.
Those kinds of words make me immediately think of like a lion or something. They are dangerous and territorial. Or even an aggressive dog of some sort. They can be dangerous and territorial. It just seems an odd way to put it from my experience with tarantulas. And I
agree. It sort of brings back, it just makes me think of pit bulls. Like, if you read a book about pit bull, it'd say the exact same thing, even though it probably is farthest from the truth.
Yeah, it's with that type of animal, it's very, I feel like it's an environmental cause rather than if there is, it could be in their genetics. Completely understand that, but I feel like it's more an environmental thing than, if anything, if that animal was to be aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. And when I've seen, like, again, I refer back to Tom Moran's podcasts, but he spoke about sort of the typical dangerous tarantula is an OBT. And so like, you've probably heard of OBTs and like the rep that they have.
Yeah, because they've been nicknamed. I've heard mixed. I've heard very mixed. I've heard some people say it's the worst tarantula that they've had, the most aggressive, ferocious. And then there's some people who have said mine's really chill and couldn't care less. So it's really, again, it can individually depend on the tarantula, not necessarily specifically the species. And obviously it has become known as the orange bitey thing. Yeah. So that immediately makes it go, oh, this one bites. So therefore,
stay away.
Exactly.
When I sort of get different opinions about OBTs, because when I first started like the hobby, I thought I will never own an OBT. No way, I'm not taking that risk. I can't do it. And then the more I've like spoken to people that have it, they've been more like, well, what's their husbandry like? Are they aggressive because they're not being looked after properly? And all these people who are saying my OBT is horrible, is that because you don't give it enough places to hide? Is that because you don't give it enough substrate, enough anchor points for webbing? And also, like, I don't know, when you see videos on Instagram or YouTube and you sort of think, you watch the video and it is for clickbait, like my angry tarantula hates me, tried to kill me, and it's like, and you watch the video and it's sort of like, you brought that on yourself. You're poking and prodding it to get that reaction. and you just watch the video thinking, what did you do before hitting record to get
Yeah,
that
that's a good
reaction?
point. That's a very good point as well.
So do you think, have you seen sort of things like that before, or videos where you think you're
Yeah.
prodding it?
I'm not going to obviously name any names,
Yeah.
but I think I might have an idea of one that you may be thinking of. But yeah, that is the thing, is because people have come to know from social media platforms, or like YouTube, things like that, as the orange bitey thing. It's going to be very easy for those YouTubers or those people who post on videos on Instagram, wherever they're sharing it, that they can go, oh look, I've got an orange bitey thing, here's how aggressive it is, this will get me lots of views and lots of following and lots of likes and stuff like that. And it's just, no, it's just not worth it. It gives it a bad name. And I was the same. I'm probably still around about the same at the moment. At the moment, I wouldn't have one, but that's personally because I don't think I have the experience that I feel I need for that kind of tarantula. Although I've now suddenly got 3 old worlds, but there are certain ones that I think, yeah, I would love to have that in the future, but I know on a personal level, I want to make sure that I'm confident and I have the right experience before I go down that route and prepare myself for the potentials of what that could be, But I'm not going to be a person that says, no, never have that tarantula, never do this, never do that, because it's your own personal thing. Someone else in the same stage as I'm in with tarantulas might go, yeah, I want to get an OBT, and they're fine. But obviously for me personally, I'm going, not at the moment, maybe in the future. It's so difficult because, I mean, it's the same, like you said, with pit bulls. People have YouTube videos of, look at this aggressive pit bull attacking a dog, or an out of control pit bull. And it's all these things. And it's the same with tarantulas. They go, oh, well, this one, it's an orange bitey thing, so it's going to attack you and do all these things. But that's not necessarily the case.
No. And I think a lot of it is just really bad reputation. Like, is there a tarantula that you've heard of a bad reputation that you don't want, or that you're not going to get? Have you seen one where you've thought, oh, people say that's really bad, I don't think I want that one?
I know I've definitely seen videos that have maybe put me off a bit and gone, oh, maybe I won't have that one. I can't think of any specific breeds because I've watched so many videos. But there have been ones where I've gone, oh, okay, that's massively aggressive, I won't get that. But I've kind of taken myself back from that stage now of going, that person's shown that it's really aggressive, because things like the curly hair, people say it's docile, it's really calm, and then, like for you as well, it's very feisty, and probably worse than some of the ones that are supposed to be aggressive and things. So I think that's kind of made me go, I can't judge specifically on its species. It is going to be hit or miss regardless what species it is. So I think I've just done the sort of set my mind back and gone, if I feel comfortable with having that tarantula, then I will have that tarantula, and I will keep that tarantula and look after it as best as I can. If I feel like right now I can't, then it's not the right time. I haven't done enough research, and I think that's the biggest thing, is it is about research.
Yeah.
And I literally spent 3-4 months all day, every day, during all the lockdown stuff, watching videos and watching videos and watching videos. Literally, my partner would come in and be like, what are you doing? Oh my God, you're watching videos about tarantulas again. And it was, we're not getting any. And now I have 21. So, yeah.
I didn't realize you had that.
Now since having the box yesterday, I've got 21 now. So
How many, a few
I've
weeks
got-
ago, how many did you start with? Or do
oh,
you, like,
I had 3. I got 3 slings from the My First Spiderlings set that the Spider Shop did, because I thought start small, because I'd got into the idea by handling house spiders rather than just catch it. Like if I always catch them. I used to kill spiders. I hate myself for that now. Like looking back at it, I'm like, oh, I was so mean. But it's a fear that you learn, isn't it, of spiders? I feel like it's very much a learnt fear. And when I had my little girl, I said, right, I don't want her to be afraid of spiders. I want her to find them interesting. Therefore, I'm going to make myself find them interesting. And then I got more interested, started catching them in my hands and putting them outside rather than catching them in a cup. If they were like massive, then cup. Not that confident. But the smaller ones I'd pick up and I'd sort of look at them and study them. And the first house spider I held, I was holding it and I was like, oh, this is really pretty. And then I realised it was a, what are they called? A false widow. Which can bite and can give you. It's kind of, apparently it's the equivalent of a bee sting. It can be quite painful. And I realised, and I was just like, I'm just going to put you down here and let you go. It ran away, and then it came out again another day, and I was like, I'm getting a glass this time just in case. And then I just popped it outside in a place where it would be all right. So it's just and then it just went from there. Instead of focusing on house spiders, I then watch more videos and more videos and more videos. And then I thought, right, I'll get my first 3, stick to small size, because I felt comfortable with that. And then after I got the first 3, I then got another 6 slings and 3 juveniles.
Was that rehousing that you did with Ollie in the background?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
absolutely hilarious. I'm really glad I caught that on camera, because I think that really made the video.
It was already an interesting video, because I love watching rehousings. But then when I heard that in the background, I was like, what?
Yeah, he was not comfortable at all. And as you can imagine, when I got the Samani out yesterday, he saw it and he was going, oh no, it's massive, it's way bigger than the other ones, what am I gonna do? I have to sleep with that in the room. And he was really freaked out, and there's me going, it's so beautiful, look at it, but it is a bit big, but it's also really beautiful. And it was
He's probably thinking, are you mental?
Yeah, exactly. And he was just like, I know you like this, but come on. And I'm just going, but it's so pretty.
Oh, bless it.
Yeah.
Rangobi's like, he's kind of the same. He doesn't like them, but he can admire them. Like,
Yes.
He'll look at them. He'll come in the spider room and he'll go, "Ooh, Cody's out," or he'll go, "Ooh, this one's out," but watering or feeding or anything like that, and he's like, nope.
See, Ollie I'm surprised. Every time I feed the big ones, he's like, can I do it? Can I do one? Can I do one? And I'm like, yeah, we're getting him into it.
One in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I love it. It's great. So, and I think it was a couple of days ago, because I've started using mealworms instead of micro crickets now, just because there was a couple of times that I'd lost the micro crickets, or I couldn't get them back out, and I didn't feel comfortable with. I mean, to be honest, they probably, because they're so small and they literally last like a few days, it probably just died off anyway. And none of my tarantulas seemed to be in pre-molt or molting, so I didn't feel like it was a massive risk. But I would have, if I could go back, I maybe would have done that differently. So I got recommended to get like mini mealworms, so I got them and I've just started using them. So a couple of days ago I went to get like the leftovers out,
Yeah.
and my little girl came and sat with me, and I've been very cautious about her because she's only 3. She's actually 4 on Sunday. So she's been really intrigued, but I've kind of done everything away from her because she's very clever. She's a very bright little girl, but she is clumsy as anything. And I was just like, I don't trust her not to just go, oh, what's that? Or knock something over. So, and I was taking it out, and she was so interested. And I said, right, rules are you need to sit there. You can look. I can tell you what I'm doing. I can show you what I'm doing. But you need to stay nice and still and just watch. You can ask me anything, but just watch. And she was watching, and she was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. And I'm just like, great. She's no interested.
That's it. The whole
But I know when it comes to when she's a little bit older, and like children talk about pets and things, I know that she's going to go to school. My mummy has 50 tarantulas, and they're just going to be like, oh god, the crazy lady, isn't it, with all the tarantulas?
That's exactly what's going to happen. But then you'll get some kids that are like, oh, no way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking more of like the parents are going to be like,
yeah,
won't be talking to her anymore. I'm not going around her house.
I have to take in a malt to like show and tell or something and be like,
yeah, be like, look at this. Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually, that's a really good idea. Actually, I have to. If I get a nice big malt, I'll have to be like, here you go, Alice. Yeah, exactly. Take that to school, sorted.
I wish I still had tarantulas when I was in school.
Yeah, same. That would have been really cool.
But when I was like a little bit, I say younger, I'm like 22 now, but like, a few years ago, if it wasn't for watching like YouTube videos, like you said, or like Facebook posts or Instagram, I'd never really even thought about tarantulas as a pet. Like I'd never even, not that I'd never considered it, but I just never knew it was such a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely the same. I never realized how big the community was.
Yeah.
I never realized how popular it was, really, because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it maybe as much because I feel like there is a stigma around it because it's weird, or I don't like spiders, now I don't want anything to do with you because I think you're really weird and you have loads of spiders. That kind of, there is definitely a separation. I mean, I was petrified of spiders. Could be the tiniest spider in the wall as a child, and I would be screaming the house down. Like I was petrified. Like, no. And now I've got loads. So it's just, never ever something I thought I would do. But I do feel like I can't believe how big the community is. I can't believe how many people there are. I can't believe how lovely everyone is as well.
Yeah. This community has been the nicest and most supportive that I've ever experienced.
Yes, definitely. Like I've had hobbies, music, photography, knitting, cross stitch, all little different things. And this community is just a completely different level. It's just amazing, like all the support from everyone. Even if you're new and you're going, hi guys, I'm doing this thing and I'm not really sure whether it's the right thing, and they're like, oh, that's fine, what about this, there's this thing. And I've seen negative comments, but it's generally, from my perspective, it seems like someone's just trying to cause a bit of drama. But generally everyone's really lovely, and I'm really glad I'm part of the tarantula family. It's great.
I'm so glad I joined it, because you being a horse person, like previously yourself, that the horse community is toxic. It is horrible. Like I always make jokes that say horse girls are the worst, because it's just, no one wants to help you. Everyone wants to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you can do better. And it's like, you don't have a clue what, like, what we do behind the scenes of a photo or a video.
Yeah.
And like, I had another YouTube channel that I posted helmet cam videos to. And I was jumping this little course of about 60 centimeters on this little pony called Tia. And I was learning, and it was literally like jumping lesson, like on my title in my description. And in the video was my instructor, like helping me on this course. And then I just got this random comment was like, well, if she can't jump, she shouldn't be doing it. And it's like,
You've got to start somewhere.
it's like,
You know,
what?
even
Like,
I just
why?
like to that. I'd go, well, okay, how's she going to learn how to jump if you're telling her she can't jump? Like,
Exactly. And it's literally, I'm recording a lesson. It's like, what more do you want me to do? It's like,
oh my goodness.
but it was just, I know there's loads of hate on loads of like around the world at the minute, but it was just one of those things where I read that comment and it's just like, it wasn't even constructive. It was just,
Yeah.
it was just for the sake of saying something.
Yeah, exactly. And
Whereas
that
in
annoys
the
me is when
tarantula
people do
community,
that.
yeah. Whereas like with people like other keepers, if you do something like wrong or not quite up to standard, like they'll be like, okay, so you did this, but if you could just do this, that might help, or this might be better if you do this, blah, like etc etc etc.
Yeah.
And like I've only had positivity since being in it. And I got my very first tarantula 4 years ago in, oh God, I don't even know what year it was. I think it was 2016 or something like that. Maybe more for you. I can't count. But it was a while ago. And I'd never joined any social media about it. Didn't join Facebook groups. I wasn't like on, I was posting a little bit on like my personal Instagram, but I never really knew there was a community. And then I had to sell my animals to move in with my husband when we got married because we were saving for a house and his parents didn't allow pets and there's no way they were going to let me keep a tarantula in the house. So I unfortunately had to sell. But now that I've restarted it, now that we're in our own home, I thought, great, I can get some more tarantulas again. And then I thought, do you know what? I'll watch some more YouTube videos. Oh look, there's a tarantula Facebook group. I'll join that. And then I made that Instagram account, and then it was like, oh wow, I didn't realize this was so big, and everyone was so nice.
Yeah.
And it was great.
I honestly, before coming to the tarantula community, obviously I'd seen lots of amazing videos, like especially Richard from the Tarantula Collective.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, his videos are so good, so educational. And I really liked it because he gave a lot of advice and a lot of guides.
Yeah.
And then you've got people like the Dark Den who do give advice, but also is very practical in like showing you what they're doing and how they're doing it. And you know, you know, they're different in how they do their videos, and it's nice because you know there is a difference, but they're still both very good, very positive about everything. I don't think there's any of their videos has been negative. If anything, they've said, yep, this one's a bit more aggressive, so I'm being a bit more careful with this thing. Or, you know, they'll give advice. They're not going to say, don't have this because it's crazy and it's, you know, they're not giving those negative stereotypes.
Like baiting thumbnails, and it's not really like that on their two channels.
Yes.
It's quite authentic, if that's the right word.
Yeah. And I was, even though I'd watched all these really positive videos, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to join these tarantula groups. I feel like, I don't know, because of all the stereotypes of tarantulas being aggressive and, you know, all of that side of it, it made me think, okay, are these people that have tarantulas going to be stereotypical aggressive people? If you know what I mean, like you know how you see a certain type of person with a certain type of dog walking down the road. Do you know what I mean? I felt like it was kind of going to be that sort of situation where it was going to be the people who have the really aggressive, venomous stereotypical tarantulas, they're going to be not very nice people. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I thought that, but there was just that worry. And then as soon as I put my first post, my first videos out, just the feedback was amazing. Everyone's lovely. And I was just like, okay, this is amazing. And even now being part of the Raggies group and being a moderator, it's still so rare. Like, there will be the odd people. There will be the odd comments, because that's life, unfortunately, and there are those types of people out there. But it's so minimum. It is so minimum, and it literally is the odd person. And I've been in, like I said, with like cross-stitch and knitting groups, and I've seen people behave worse in them than in the tarantula community. It's ridiculous. It's just like, people will go, oh, you've done this wrong and it looks awful, and why did you make it this way, and really hurtful things, not, like you said, not constructive criticism.
Just saying it for the sake of
Exactly. And another thing, going back to the horse riding, my partner, one of the first things he said to me after he found out I used to do horse riding was, I never thought I'd date a horsey girl. And I'm like, I'm not a horsey girl. No, I'm not one of them. So, and again, there are stereotypes because there are people that behave that way. So it's really difficult. It's really difficult. But it's just amazing that this community is just so lovely. It really is. I'm so happy.
I'm really happy. Like, yeah. I don't know what more you could say about that. They're just great.
Yeah.
And part of the Raggies, about like any question that you've got, they're like straight.
Yep.
Let's do this. Let's do this. I can help you with this.
It's amazing, and it's just like being part, because we've got our own admin group chat. It's so nice because sometimes I feel like I'm really annoying them. They always tell me I'm not, but sometimes I feel like I'm annoying them because I'm going, so I've just had this, or this thing's happened. What do I do about? And I'm just thinking, oh, I'm asking so many questions, but I'm very new still. I've literally been in this for, wow, it's probably because it was only the beginning of November that I started, I think. Right. So it's literally been nearly 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
So yeah, I'm still very new. I'm still learning.
I'm still like learning. Like right now, my Brachypelma classy called Nova, I got her in like the last week of October. She ate twice and then buried herself in that first week of November. So like literally within the space of like 10 days, she ate, buried herself, and I've not seen her since. I have, and do you know when you just think like more experienced people
as well?
No, juvie.
Oh, okay.
So, and I was thinking, I've not seen her in ages. Like, do you know what I mean? And then but everyone, like, I posted a tarantula group, and I was like, it's been quite a while. Like, I know that they sometimes do this, or like they're in pre-molt, like, and they just like to hide. It's like, but I'm getting kind of worried about it. And all the comments were like, do not touch her, do not dig her up, do not move her hide, just leave her, and she'll come out when she's ready. But as someone like yourself who's not been in it so long, like every time I like go to check on my spiders, I'm just like, when's she gonna come out?
Yeah, and it's also the worrying.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, tarantulas are the most stressful animals ever because you don't really know what's going on. For example, my Pteranopelma sasmi, been fine, eaten a few times, no signs of pre-molt whatsoever. Went to go and feed it the other day and was like, you look different. And then I saw a little molt next to it and I was just like, oh, okay, you've molted. Great. Okay, that was unexpected. And then I've got my 3 Davus pentalauruses. They've been burrowed for nearly 2 months? About a month and a half now. And then my Brachypelma hamori, that has been burrowed for 2 months now. And I'm sitting here going, because these are slings as well, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm more paranoid about them because I know they're delicate. I know you want to get them out of the delicate stage and get them to molt. And I'm sitting here going, what do I do? And I think it was Tom Moran again. I looked at one of his guides about the molting, and he said something like, I think it was 8. He said, never ever touch them, leave them alone, don't dig them up, let them do their thing. If it gets to 8 months as a sling, then maybe start to get a little bit concerned. And I'm like, okay, cool. I've literally got to sit here for 8 months waiting. And every day I'm like,
Yeah.
any movement? No. Okay, I'll just hope for the best. Because my biggest fear is losing one, which is weird to say about a spider. Which, you know, a lot of people would think that's really weird, but one of my friends that you might know of her, Naomi's Ark.
Yeah, I'm following her on Instagram.
Yeah, she's lost quite a few, and it's just, I'm just like, I don't want to lose any. I'll be so upset.
Even though they're this weird little thing, like, you still love them, you still feed them, you care for them.
Exactly.
You know, they are part of the family. Like, I don't know what I'd do if I lost one.
Have you ever lost any? Or...
Yes, but not. So what happened was, I've got a C. elegans called Popcorn, and she was actually a replacement for sort of the first C. elegans that I got from the spider shop, who was alive when she arrived, but unfortunately didn't make it through the night.
Oh.
So I think it was just maybe the stress, and she was the size of the eye of a needle. She was so tiny. So I thought she just must have not. It just must have been the stress and the moving. So, but the spider shop was so amazing. I sent them a little video and said, well, you know, this happened. They were like, okay, no worries, we'll send you out a new one. I got another one the next day. So I got Popcorn, and she's been fine ever since. But that is the only one that I've ever lost. And I hope, touch wood, that's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
But I know that C. elegans don't have that longer lifespan anyway.
Yes.
And mine is growing so fast, and I'm just like, she's the only one that I don't want to grow. I'm like, just stay like this. Because I think
I'd love to have a C. elegans. I went to go and get one from, I say, my local pet shop. I live quite in the middle of nowhere, and my local pet shop is a 40-minute drive. And they're brilliant. They're absolutely amazing. They look after the animals really well, and they've got a whole section for tarantulas. They've literally had none recently, no tarantulas recently. I think probably because of the weather and everything. But I went there once to get just to have a nosy, you know, in the back of my head going, I'm buying a tarantula today. And I was going to have the C. elegans, but they couldn't find it. They were digging around in its little pot. They couldn't find it. And they were being quite rough. And I thought they were being a lot rough because it was a 0.5 centimetre. In my head, I'm going, that's quite rough for something that's that small. They were just kind of like scooping it around. They were being fairly careful, but at the same time, I was thinking, you could literally do what you're doing and squish it, you know, or injure it enough that it then passes away. So they took it away. They said, what we'll do is we'll leave it because we've probably stressed it out quite a lot. So we'll leave it and we'll check it. We'll check it over the next few days and just see if we can see it. I never had a phone call, so I assume they didn't find it. But I ended up buying a Tilsicatl Carlenbergi instead. So, which I can't remember what that one's common name is. I think it's a new Mexican tarantula. So they look a little bit, when they're fully grown, they look a bit like a Vagans. It's kind of that kind of coloration. But yeah, so I've got that, and it's probably about 3 centimeters, maybe maximum 3 centimeters, I reckon. So yeah, but then there's also the thing with. Sorry.
You should definitely get a sea alligator, so you will not regret it.
Really want one, but then at the same time, being 0.5 centimeters, it makes me quite nervous. I've got a pumpkin patch that's 0.5. I haven't found that one for like 2 weeks. I don't know where it's gone. I've checked every possible area that I could think it could possibly be. Like it's not made any burrows or any obvious burrows because it is tiny, so it could have potentially, but I can't find it, so I'm just leaving it alone and hoping that it hasn't. I doubt it's escaped because it's definitely not that small that it could fit through the holes, but it still makes me so paranoid. I'm just like, where's it gone?
Since I rehoused Popcorn, I've not seen her since, and that was like I think a week and a half ago.
Oh wow!
I'm just gonna I'm gonna pray that she'll just molt so big that I'll eventually be able to see her.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. And then that'll be fine. I have a pumpkin patch as well, which I think is slightly bigger than yours.
Yes.
But yeah, still so tiny. And every time I'll check on my spiders like once in the morning, maybe like once in the evening. And if I'm off, I'll tend to sit in here all day. But I'll have a little flashlight and I'll go through all of them, checking that they're all still there. And I'll go over.
That's what I do.
And I'll go over Butterscotch, who's the pumpkin patch, and I'll go, she's not there. Oh my god, she's not there. And I'll like lift the little pot up and I'll be like, oh thank god, she's right at the bottom of the burrow, but she's so small. So, like
mine.
She made it like right against the edge so I can see it inside.
See, that's what I think mine has done. You've got where the hide is, because I've made a tiny little hide out of a really good little piece of cork bark. I don't know how I got that piece, but it's so good. And at the end, it's kind of like pushed in towards one of the corners of the enclosure. Right. So there's like, you can see there's like maybe what could be a very, very tiny burrow. But even with that, I've sat with a torch going, I just can't. Like you say, I'm hoping it's going to appear just a bit bigger at some point.
Yeah.
And it'll just be there and be like, hello, I'm fine. Didn't need to stress about it. Yeah.
But they do grow fairly fast, I think, to be fair. So shouldn't be waiting too long. Because I know, like, Popcorn, I only got her in, I think, August. August, somewhere around there, I got Popcorn, and she was like tiny little half the size of a pea, and now she's like 4 times the size. She's about this big now, but that's only in the course of like 4 months, and she's grown like more than double what she was. So they grow fairly fast, and I think they're supposed to get to adult sizes. Same with the pumpkin patch, within about a year, I think.
Oh wow! Okay, that is quite quick then.
Yeah,
it's very quick, really, comparison to others.
Yeah, like our
Helmer.
Yeah. Rocky Helmer. The new one I got, Toast. She's like a 1 centimeter sling, and I'm just gonna have to put her in my will because she will probably outlive me. So I'll have to put her in my will because I'm not looking forward to that one because she'll take like 20 years to grow anywhere, but it's fine. We'll love her anyway.
Yeah.
So, something that I was going to say before was, do you know when I asked you sort of what animal or what tarantula like you'd stay away from because they get a bad rep? For me, a tarantula I will never keep, and I never say never, but is a pokey.
Really?
Yeah, because
I was like that.
And speed, I
was like that, but I I just think they're so beautiful that I just want one. You know.
They are so pretty, and it doesn't make me want them, but I don't know. They've just got. Whenever I see videos of them, and they just teleport, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think I can cope. I don't know.
I completely understand that. Like
Mm.
I think getting my first Pokey, I want one. I definitely want one day. Don't get me wrong, I'll be petrified and nervous that it's just gonna run away or something.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like when they're small, I don't feel that nervous about them, but I know they're gonna grow. But I feel like if I'm growing with that fast, highly venomous tarantula,
You get to
you
know
know,
it,
yeah,
get used to it.
exactly. That's why I like slings. I mean, I've now got how many of mine are slings? I've got them all lined up over there. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. So 16 of mine are slings. So I feel
We're
like
about the
I
same.
know.
We've got 18 slings out of
Oh,
22,
nice.
so
Oh,
we're
nice.
always the same.
Yeah. I just like the idea of seeing them grow because, and also as I'm learning, they're growing, I'm learning more, and I like that. But I have to admit, since getting the Samani, it's kind of changed. Like, I still love my slings. I still will want more slings and probably still get more slings. But now I've got one that is a proper big one. Still
You've got
has
the
room to
ball.
grow and everything. It's
You've
now
got
like,
the ball
oh,
for it.
this is a new level now. This is really interesting. And the stripes on its legs, I'm just like, oh, it's so
Oh, it's
beautiful.
so
And
beautiful. It's such a gorgeous spider.
I'm
So,
really, my brain is now going from I want to grow with them to I want to get a really cool enclosure and create this amazing enclosure for this spider. And I'm just, yeah.
yeah, same. Like my biggest one is that albiceps called Hunter. She's sort of foot to foot. She's 7.5 centimeters,
Hmm.
and she's currently my biggest. And she was only about, gosh, she was like 5 centimeters when I first got her. So she's molted twice, and like she's, I'm constantly watching her because all the slings are cool. I love them, but you can't watch them like you can watch like your Simani or Hunter because
Yes.
it's just she's so big and it's just like I can't wait for you to get twice that size.
I know. It's really strange, isn't it? Because I thought that, I mean, some of my slings, I mean, so we've got the 3 Douglas Pentalauruses, the Hamori, and my pumpkin patch. They're all in hiding. So there's 5 of them that I can't see at the moment. My Pteranopelmus asmi, like one of my friends, theirs is hidden all the time. Mine's out all the time, generally. It's just sitting there like, hi. And then the majority of them, though, are out pretty much all the time, other than the ones that are burrowed at the moment. And which one is it? My Nandu chromatus. That one just hides under its cork bark and it just doesn't want to know. It's like, I'm staying here. I will not move for anything. Like, it just literally does not care, that one, at all. But the rest of them, generally, they're just kind of sat out there quite happy. Like, yeah, especially my Alba pilosis curly hair. That one, always out. As soon as
Really?
you, yeah, as soon as you move it, it's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, hey. I think that's. Oh, is yours really? Does yours
I
burrow?
never ever see it. Like
No way.
it's got this little burrow, and I will see little feet and little legs hanging out. It's not incredibly shy, but I can't remember the last time I saw it completely out. Anytime it's even thinking about coming out, as soon as it senses me in the room or I go to look at it, it runs, hides.
No
Couldn't see it.
way.
And I know it just molted last night because
Oh wow.
I shone my little flashlight
Yeah.
going around, and like I looked underneath, and I was like, because I had a video idea that I was going to get Adam, my husband, to rehouse, and I was going to record it, and I thought that might be like a really funny video, just watching him trying to rehouse one. And I was like, you can rehouse Trench, and I went to check on it, and I shone me a little light, and I was like, never mind, Adam, he just molted. You can wait
Oh
till
my
next week.
goodness.
And all I saw was these little legs hanging out of his burrow. But I knew it molted because when I shone the light went straight through.
Ah.
The legs were like pure, like white, and the light went straight through. I was like, okay, yeah.
Oh
I
my
knew you were
goodness.
molten. I knew you were molten, and then it finally happened.
Oh.
But still, I'll never say it. It just doesn't like coming out. Which is so,
Yeah.
we got so lucky because yours is always out.
I know. But then again, it's the same with Naomi, her Pteronopelma she never sees it, but I see mine. It's really weird how the same species can have completely. I mean, a lot of people say tarantulas can't have personalities because of how they are genetically, but I still think they do. I don't care what people say. They have some kind of personality, whatever it is that's creating that. There's something there.
100% agree. Sorry, just sending a message to Spider Sister in the chat. She earlier before you came, she said she got burned when she was cooking.
Oh no!
She's just got back from the ER, saying that it turns out she's got a 3rd-degree burn.
Oh my goodness, yeah, because I saw she said hello in the chat. God, yes, I hope you're okay. I really do, because that sounds very, very scary. No, I used to work in a fast food restaurant. That was my first job.
Really?
Yeah, I worked at KFC.
No way.
It was oh my goodness, no. You just came home, stank of grease for like days. Well, no. I'd go back and do it again because it was fun. But it's a very there are certain with that type of job, I feel like there are certain types of people and they have their little groups, and it can be quite toxic.
Right.
But I still loved the job. I still absolutely loved it. But I burnt myself so many times. They have these I don't know how much you know about KFC, but they have the hash browns, and they have these horrible hash brown trays that you cook them. You deep fry them, and they have these they have these trays that it's hard to show on this screen, but they're probably about that long, and
Right.
how they open, you'd put it into the fryer, and you'd have to open it like over the fryer and pull it up to be able to get the hash browns out. And the amount of times you burn your arms on it, it is just no, it hurts. So I hope you're okay, because burns are horrible.
Yeah.
Really horrible.
I've never really had like proper burn. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm like a very cautious person.
Yeah, same.
Like anything I do, like I'm dead like funny about it. Especially, I think that's why I'm suited to keeping tarantulas, because like before I do anything with them, I review every possible thing that could go wrong and what I'm gonna do if that happens. So, like, I don't know, I've never really been burned or injured really badly. I did get like a fractured foot from one of the horses that I used to work with. That wasn't fun.
Oh god.
That boss wasn't great. This horse was going mad in the stable like she normally does when she hears the lorry coming to pick her up to a show. So she'd hear the lorry, knew she was going somewhere. She'd be rearing in the stable, and I was like the groom at the time, and she was going nuts, which she did. This was a normal thing for her to do. And he came over and was like, well, aren't you going to get her out and walk around? She can't be doing that in the stable. And I was like, she's 16 too. She's rearing in her stable, and she's circling like you really want, I'm like 5'2". You really
I'm
want me to get
5'2"
her
as
out right
well.
now? So we're both short arms, but he told me to do it. So I got her out, and like I was quite scared because I knew what she was capable of. So I got her out and tried walking around the yard to like calm her down before being loaded, and she just like she stopped, went right up in the air and right down on my foot, and she was 16 too. She was a big girl, and yeah,
Oh.
I finished the rest of my day at work, like, and I was hobbling around the yard, and like my boss was like, "Oh, you'd be fine. Just put some ice on it." And I was like, "No, I think it really hurts." And then the next day, I just couldn't. I couldn't go in. I couldn't get my foot in my welly because
Oh
it's
God.
But yeah, that was the
No, that's not good. I'm really lucky that I did horse riding for 10 years ish, probably, and then like hacks, just random hacks after that. But I was really lucky that I only fell off a horse once, and because of how I fell off, I did like a roly poly whilst going over a jump, because the horse, it was my friend's horse that she'd rented, and it hadn't been ridden. It had been ridden for but it hadn't jumped for a while.
right.
And he was cool. He was called Dylan. He was this gorgeous, sort of gingery, lovely red gingery color. He was one that was actually from the stables I was at. So I kind of knew what he was like. But I did not expect him to get as excited. She didn't tell me, by the way, that he hadn't jumped for a while. So he got really excited and bolted and did a little sort of kick up. And as we went over the jump, because I didn't expect any of this to happen, I just did a roly poly and landed on my bum and was like, oh, okay. And then I just got up and we jumped again and he was fine. But it's that initial shock. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like you don't realize what's happened until it's happened, and then you're like, wait,
Yes.
did I just fall off?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's not good. Spider Sister said, "Nice to meet you," by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm just having a read.
I try not like to forget to see.
It's hard. It's really hard, I have to admit. So I'm okay. Got an ER just a few minutes away from me, and they bandaged me up and gave me ibuprofen. Going back tomorrow for a bandage change. That's good, at least that it was that simple, I guess. Like they didn't need to do a lot more than that, because I could imagine just sitting around with that. Just no, I wouldn't. I'd hate that. So I hope you get better soon, and thank you. It's nice to meet you too. It's nice to be here. It's fun.
I'm really.
To be fair, we're just chatting away, aren't we? We're just chatting away. It's great.
I did have like that theme of talking about the word dangerous, but then we just go off on tangents, and it's fine.
Because exactly.
I labelled this live stream the Tarantula Chinwag because I thought, let's just have a chat. Like, just like listening to a podcast. I thought, and I'm really enjoying it actually.
Same.
Good. Like actually speaking to you like properly and not through Instagram.
Yeah. Are you feeling a little bit less nervous now? Are you feeling a bit more relaxed? It's weird, isn't it? That after a while you're just like, okay, this is actually all right. It does take a while because you get proper like adrenaline. Your adrenaline is just going. So yeah, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. That's good.
It just feels like talking to like a friend.
Exactly.
I'm not worried or nervous anymore like I was at the start before you got here. I was like,
exactly.
No, it's been good. I have enjoyed it a lot. Not sure. So we're running on an hour and 44 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if. Have you got to put your little girl to bed?
No, my partner's done that. So that's fine. So yeah.
Maggie's team said he was your mascot now.
Oh my goodness, yes. So we had this we had this joke that basically he could dress up in a spider suit thing, like a tarantula costume. I'll see if I can find. There's no way I'm going to be able to find it on the group chat because we've messaged so much. But I'll see if I can find a picture of it. Costume. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it's like that kind of thing.
Right.
So as a joke, they were going to buy him one, and I thought they were just messing about. No, they've actually bought him one, and it's going to arrive at some point. And now they've decided that he's going to be their mascot. So,
is he going to wear it? You better.
Oh yeah, he's totally up for it. His excuse, he literally said, "I literally have no dignity left. I don't care," because he's done a lot of. He was quite big in the. I say quite big. I'd say he was quite big in the kind of what do you call it, the gaming things on Twitch and like gaming streams. Yeah. That was the word I was looking for. He did a lot of. I don't know whether you know what speed running is in the gaming world.
No.
This is basically completing a game as fast as possible. And at one point, I think it was one of the James Bond games. I think it was GoldenEye, possibly. I probably got that wrong. I hope he's not watching because he'll tell me off. But he had the world record for the fastest one, so he got quite well known in that sort of community. I think he's now third. I think someone managed to beat him, and then someone managed to beat the next person. It was just like, he did so good. But so he's done so much of that. He's dressed up as James Bond. He's dressed up as Mario for some gigs that he played with his band and stuff. So he's just like, I've got no dignity left. I don't. That's literally nothing. So he's it's brilliant, which is fine. It's fun for me.
Because he is really funny. Like your videos are great to watch anyway, but I think just that little bit on top is scary. I think when you hear a comment from Ollie, it's that little, especially when he put meow over it. I was laughing, and I showed after I watched the video, I was like, Adam, you've got to come see this video, and I played it for him, and he was like, "Yep, I know how it feels."
Oh, that's brilliant.
Sure, it was so funny.
But, it's really strange. Like when I had my spiderlings, it was like, oh, these are small, these are cute and adorable, and then when I got my juveniles, I was still like really shocked because I don't know about you, but when I got my juvenile, I don't know how to explain it, but you know how small slings are, and you're thinking, okay, this is 1 centimeter, and this juvenile is 5 to 6 centimeters. Okay, so that means it's going to be 5 or 6 times bigger than, Hang on a second. Are you looking for Ollie?
Alice is still awake.
Alice is still awake?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I think Ollie's fallen asleep. Has Ollie fallen asleep? Oh dear. Let's see what happens. So like, obviously you think they're going to be like 5 or 6 times bigger, and they're way bigger than that. It seems like they're I'm sure they are so much bigger than that, but I don't know then, are the slings actually smaller than 1 centimeter, which is why I don't know, it's really confusing. Yeah, it's a really weird, I don't know how to explain it. It's just I felt really confused by it because of like I was expecting to be 5 times bigger, and it just looked like 1,000,000 times bigger than this.
Yeah.
So I was in so much shock when I saw it, as you probably I was just like, oh, okay, this is quite big. And then but now going from those juveniles to my Samani, that wasn't actually that bad. I was just like, oh, oh, this is really cool. So it's really weird. But I think if I went from maybe the juveniles to a full-blown adult, maybe I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
this is big. This is just a little jump.
Yeah. I do get slightly intimidated by Hunter sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's just that little bit of nerve coming in thinking the bigger the scarier, but I'd rehouse Hunter any day over one of my little slings, because at least then if she does something, I can see it.
Yeah, that's true.
So if she decides to bolt, she's that big that, I should be able to catch her and actually see where she goes. Whereas the little slings, like, I always rehouse inside like another box, which I think most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just
I didn't. I didn't do any rehousing like with another box around, which I probably should have done, especially as like complete newbie and stuff, and not really knowing what I was doing. But the only ones I've actually done that for is the most recent ones. I had, because I didn't have any enclosure or anything, I had to run to Tesco and get a box so I could just poke holes in it and be like, right, this will do for a week until I can get something sorted that's better. And because I knew it was big, and I could, I don't know how big's your biggest one?
7.5 centimeters.
7.5. That was it.
She's like this big.
Yeah, and that's grown on, hasn't it? Like you had.
Yeah.
Did you get it smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this one, obviously it came in the pot as 6 to 8 centimeters, and I could feel it moving around in the pot, and I was thinking, okay, this feels heavy.
They're heavier than you expect them to be.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
That's like that.
I know, and I had that one in the bath because obviously, judging by the size, I was like, I literally have no idea how this is going to react, and I also hadn't done massive, because when I select my spiders and I order them, I research so much about them. Like I will spend weeks researching that specific spider or those specific spiders until I know what they're going to be like, or I know generally the stereotypes, and I can kind of base it off and watch other people's experiences and all of that. But with these, it was literally like, I literally have no idea. All I know is that when they arrived, I was like, cool, that's a terrestrial and it's a new world. Yeah. That's a terrestrial and a new world. And I've got 3 old worlds with really high venom and are really fast. Cool. That's literally all I went. I didn't do any research before I rehoused them other than knowing what type of spider, like whether they were arboreal and such, the simple stuff. But now they're sort of housed anyway until I get new bits. Now I'll probably sit for like all week just go, right, let's find everything out about them. But I think it's I don't know which one of the 3 that I've got there isn't much information about. I can't remember which one it is. I feel like it's the Haiti. I feel like that one there isn't a massive amount of information about. Like there aren't really care sheets out there like there are for other ones. But luckily I've got the group, so they can probably tell me. But so then it would come down to posting in groups or contacting people and going, right, I need advice. So with that one I probably will, but it's quite, I think that's probably more nerve-wracking for me, is being sent random spiders that I don't like. It's exciting, don't get me wrong, it's really cool, really exciting, but I also have no idea what to expect. And I had a look online, and like an A. Samani that's around the same size as mine is £25, between sort of £25 and £35 depending, a guess from what I've seen online. So it's already, even just that spider alone was more than I think the box cost. So which I was amazed by. I thought maybe it'd be like, I don't know, £6 over or so, a sling worth over, if you know what I mean. And I was just like, oh wow, they've given me a massive spider. I didn't expect that at all.
that was the same with my mystery box that I got from Creatures of the North. Like, same thing that you had when I was opening all these spiders. I was like, I'd bought a beginner box, but when I opened it, I was like, oh my god.
Oh.
I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are. I definitely know what you are, and you are not a beginner.
Oh my goodness.
So I'd like sheer panicked, but I bought the £50, the £50 box, and I got 10 tarantulas out of it.
Wow.
2 juveniles and 8 slings, and I was like, I thought I was going to get like 4 or 5. So when I opened the box, and I was like, Adam, and he came in the room and was like, what? And I was like, there's 10 in here, and he was like, are you serious?
Oh my goodness.
Maybe I won't get a mystery box. Sorry, Spider Sister's asking me some questions in the chat there.
Let's have a look. How many tarantulas do I have? I currently have 21. I have, oh god, what did I say? 16 slings. One that I class as kind of in between the juvenile and in between the sling stage, because I'm not really sure where to put it. It's kind of like an in-between one. And then I've got 3 juveniles, and after looking about my Samani, apparently around 8 centimeters is usually classed as a sub-adult, which freaks me out because I'm like, sub-adult? But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. It's just what someone else had posted on like a selling website, like where they were selling it. They were saying 8 centimeter sub-adult a Samani. So that's a guess. Could be completely wrong. Probably still a juvenile, but I don't know. I don't know these things because obviously every species is different as well, with where they're classed as a juvenile and where they're classed as a subadult. So it's really like hard to know. But yeah, so yeah, I've got all of them.
Any tips on keeping a GBB?
GBB. Now, mine is proper chill. I don't know whether you've got one at all.
Yeah.
I've got a juvenile
pretty
one.
chill as well.
Yeah. Mine is so chilled out. It's just like, it literally, you'll put food in and it'll just sit there and then go, yeah, all right, I will I will go and have my food, you know. Thank you. Sorry, my partner's just bringing me a drink.
Mine's a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
She's chill, or he. I don't know what it is. It's only a slang, but like when I'm taking photos for Instagram, I know I can take the lid off and take as many photos as I want, and it's not going to go anywhere. But if I drop in a cricket, that cricket is done for.
Yeah.
Like, it will not survive. It is a really great eater. And a tip for Spider Sister is that just make sure, even though you keep them dry, if you can provide a water dish, do it.
Yeah, I always provide water dishes for all of mine.
Same.
All of them.
Even if they web it up. If they web it up, then maybe you can put in another water dish, or like a little bit of webbing. You pour some water on it, and it will form its own water dish. Because I know they're a dry species, but I think it's always so important to not forget to always provide water no matter what. As long as you got anchor points, they're pretty good to go.
The thing something I would note is, I know you said about anchor points, so I put a branch in my tarantula enclosure, my GBB's enclosure. Literally 3-4 days later, it was completely molded up. Completely.
Oh, really?
So I didn't know that you should. So the thing I've literally just been told over the past couple of days is when you have a branch, whether that's from outside, bought from a shop, wherever. Mine was bought from a pet shop, but apparently what you should do is you should soak the branch in boiling hot water or boil it for 5 minutes or something. I
Nice.
haven't done that, so I don't have any experience with that, but that's what I've been advised to do. I don't know whether that makes any difference, but at the same time, if I'm buying it from a pet shop for whether even reptiles, that's the same thing probably would have still happened because it would have that damp atmosphere. So it's kind of like, why wasn't it already? I don't know. I don't know yet. So I had to take it out, and I haven't put. I'm really annoyed with myself that I haven't put anything back in its enclosure yet. But I might just put like a piece of cork bark. Like I've got some cork bark left over. So I might just chuck that in there and be like, there you go, there's your anchor point. But it's always around the sides. Even without the anchor points, it's always climbing around everywhere. Yeah. It literally, I've got, so say that's the enclosure.
Yeah.
I've got the water bowl that side, one that side. And literally from the roof all the way down to the water bowl, there was just a little bit of web. And I was like, how did you manage that? Because it's almost in the middle of the enclosure. I'm thinking...
Yeah.
Do you just
how did you get from
fly?
That point to that point?
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's really crazy.
Spider Sister said microwave it. I actually microwave. If I can microwave something, I'll microwave it.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I've got 2 pieces of cork bark in the freezer right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because after having reptiles, I'm so paranoid about mites that if it can be microwaved, it will. If not, I will freeze it.
So can this is news to me. So can like my piece of cork bark that's just laying around in my house, could that then attract mites and stuff? Like, I don't know. Or is this just like a precaution that you take?
It is a precaution, but I know that mites are a thing with tarantulas.
Yes.
Because I didn't post about this on Instagram or anything like that, but my sea versicolor Fanta actually had mites. And I rehoused the day before yesterday. And I don't know where they came from, why they were in there, but like I was watering, and then I opened the lid and I thought, what are you? And I just like was staring at her web, and this little dot moved, and I was like, what? And then I was like looking, I picked up the enclosure, I was looking around, I was like, there's another one and another one. And there were these little mites, they were brown, and they were around the enclosure.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, no. So I got Fanta out straight away, checked her over. They were none actually on her. So I think they came from the wood.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
So I cleaned it out. I microwaved, because hers is just a plastic tub. I microwaved the tub and then cleaned it with just water. I don't, I try not to use soap and stuff.
Yes, it's better just to use water, isn't it? No chemicals or anything. Yeah,
exactly. So I did that, and then I got her a fresh piece of cork bark. I microwaved it for 30 seconds, left it on the sides because it come out quite hot after 30 seconds.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then just rinsed it and then rehoused her in that. And so far, like, she's webbed it all up completely already, but that panicked me a little bit. As soon as I saw little things moving on the web, like, I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what they are, I don't know where they came from, but yeah, no more.
See, I was going to ask if they were springtails, because I've got springtails in all my enclosures, but as soon as you said they were brown, it was just like, oh, okay.
Definitely weren't springtails, because they were weird. They were like very slim. Like, you ever seen like earwigs? The way they're like really slim and they like slither.
Yeah.
They were like that, but like really tiny.
I think I can picture. I have no idea what they are, but I think I can picture what you're describing, because I think I've seen things like that around, whether that be outside or in a house, or I think I know what sort of thing you mean now, thinking about it. But yeah, earwigs. Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm paranoid about mites now. I mean, I was already, but definitely more now. So every piece of cork bark, decoration, microwave, or the freezer.
Wow.
So I don't risk it anymore. But yeah. Ooh, Spider Sister also asked, earlier. I completely missed it. She said mystery boxes, yay or nay? It depends.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, is it depends.
Yeah. It's if you're someone who's a little bit more clued in to tarantulas than maybe me, then yes, they're fun and they're interesting and they're exciting. But if you're kind of beginner, like me, spider sister, stay away from them for now, because it's a little bit of a shock when you open them up and you don't know what they are, or you're paranoid, like, have I even got an enclosure for this?
Yes, that's the exact issue I had is enclosures, and it is really stressful because I mean I didn't because I wanted to open the box once my little girl was in bed. Then all the pet shops are closed, all the local tarantula kind of possible places are closed, and I didn't go to Tesco to get my tub until 10 o'clock at night, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So by the time I'd rehoused them, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30, I think. So I was shattered. And I think now I look back on that and I think, you know, if I had a mystery box, and then I would have done it, I would have checked to see what it was a lot earlier rather than waiting. But because I wanted to record just the unboxing part, I thought I need to do that when my daughter's in bed, because I don't want to overstress myself out too much, worrying about what she's doing or but yeah, so I would say mystery boxes are good, but I think it's about having the communication with the person you're getting the mystery box from. So I think if you're a beginner and you want to have stereotypical beginner species, I would either speak to them in advance. Obviously, you can put it on your notes, but obviously, like you've experienced, you did say beginner box, and you were like, "This is not beginner," which I don't think is good at all. But I know that, for example, with the spider shop, other people might have had completely different experiences. Everyone has different experiences with different sellers. But I know that I've heard others say, I want beginners, and they've been absolutely fine, and they have been beginners. And it's all been good. The same thing you could say, I'll have any New World spider. So you could say, I only want New Worlds if you felt more comfortable with them. You know, so I feel like there are options. But I think it's about having communication with the seller. I think they're a great idea. They're fun, they're exciting, but make sure that communication is there so you can make sure that you're going to get what you want out of it and not be stressed out and going, oh my God, I didn't want this. You know, it's just unnecessary stress.
Yeah. If I had a mystery box now and opened an OBT or a Pokey, I think I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you feel like that, don't get a mystery box.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, when I got mine yesterday and I found as soon as I said to you about what I'd got, you were like, oh my God, I'd literally have a heart attack if I got a H. maculata. And I was just like, oh, okay. I better find out more.
I think that goes back to what we were saying earlier about prejudice about them, because when you told me that you had the Togo Starburst, what was it? Not the HMAC.
The HMAC is where is it? So I haven't actually written the name, the common name of a HMAC. Is it a Togo Starburst? Because I can't remember.
So. I think so, but you'd have to check up on that. But when I saw that you had that, like, I just had this prejudice that I know these can be very, very fast. So when I saw you had one, but you said, you proved me completely wrong, because you said it was actually okay. Like it was fine to rehouse. So
literally
straight away that
chill.
knocked it on the head.
But that might have just been my experience. That's not necessarily what they're all going to be like. So it is one of those things that you have to still be very cautious.
Yeah.
I think we had, where is it?
Oh, hello, that pet page, by the way.
Hi, that pet page. What did they say? Oh yeah, also make sure you have a few spare enclosures. Yeah, I'd agree on that. I did have spare enclosures, but I had spare terrestrial enclosures for the slings. I didn't have any options for arboreal. I did spend some time beforehand, like searching for some arboreal, because I know over the next sort of month or two, I'm probably going to get sent a few spiders from the team. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a few different ones. So I've just got it prepared, and then it's there. And I couldn't find anything, even like DIY arboreal. I was really struggling to find anything, unless I bought like 50 plastic 32-ounce plastic cups. You know, I'm like, I want a few. I don't want 50. So, you know, I think be as prepared as you can in that sense. But I found it hard. Other than the little terrestrial enclosures, I found it really hard to actually be prepared for it, personally. But your areas might be completely different to mine where I live, because I'm in the middle of nowhere and there is literally a Pets at Home, which I don't want to touch with a barge pole, to be honest. And my actual sort of reptile aquatics shop is 40 minutes from me. I'm very limited with what my options are. So if, you know, it might be you have one shop and they're amazing and they have everything, but for me it was very hard to be organized.
Yeah. I think that's the thing about mystery boxes. Like, if you've already got quite a few spiders and are pretty clued in, you've probably got enclosures just lying around in cupboards and stuff.
Exactly.
I think me and you, when we opened those boxes, we were like, okay, I'm gonna have to try and dig out or go to Tesco and see what we can do.
Exactly. Whereas like if you've been doing this for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, 3 years or whatever, it might be that you have enclosures that you've got freed up because you've rehoused things, and you know, and you've kept those as spares, or you know, so it might be that you already have those sorts of things in your possession. But it's just worth being aware. You could get an arboreal, you could get a terrestrial, you could get a subadult tarantula. You know, you literally don't know what you're going to get. So it's, yeah.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. Like, I think when I got that mystery box, I got lucky that they were all slings, because even the arboreals, I could put them in the little sling pots and just put a tiny little piece of cork bark, and they were
That's what
okay.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, because I had no, like, I know I've seen some people use like a cocktail stick, or, you know, really little things that you could find around the house, or cutting up a lollipop stick. But I didn't have anything, so I literally got my hacksaw and I just like filed off a piece of cork bark and was like, that will do for now. That will do. So I've just got this tiny little thin piece of cork bark. They're loving it though. They're climbing up it and webbing and stuff. So I'm like, cool, they're happy. It's fine.
As long as you got somewhere to hide, you know, I think spiders are quite forgiving.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe not so much the most delicate or sensitive ones, but for the most part, I think that if you do slightly wrong on the husbandry, I think most spiders will put up with it for a little while until you learn how to do it better. So, yeah. Well, I see all the time about versicolor slings. Like, I see loads of posts every day on transfer groups, people saying that theirs died because they're so sensitive. And like, Fanta's the one that I check on the most, because I'm just so scared that it's just gonna go. But it hasn't yet.
Yeah, I'm the same. Now I've got these 3 arboreals. I'm very nervous. I literally this morning, the first thing I did was check them because I'm just so scared. Because I've heard, like with versicolors, so many people have lost them. The amount of posts I have seen is they've lost them, they've lost them, they've lost them. And it's really sad because the reality with slings is there are a reason, it's as heartbreaking it is, there is a reason why tarantulas have 500 babies. They will pass away, and unfortunately with slings, sometimes it is sheer luck, or bad luck, depending on what happens. But with versicolors, they are more delicate, and the biggest recommendation I've heard from that is ventilation. Just have the best type of ventilation that you can. But obviously I've never had one, so I don't have experience, but I do want one in the future. I'm so nervous about having one, but I want one.
Definitely get one. And another thing that I picked up from the Tarantula collective mostly, his care videos are basically what I follow for all of mine. But the sea versicolor was like, you get so obsessed with keeping them humid that you end up overdoing it, and that's what kills them.
Yeah.
So I never missed Fanta. All I do is, she's in like a tall plastic cup. I get a pipette, put some water in it, drop 1 or 2 drops on a web, and then I'll put the pipette down and just put a few drops of water in the substrate at the bottom, and that's it.
That's what I did so yesterday when I rehoused mine, I completely forgot to put any water in the substrate and was like, I've just got these 3 highly venomous fast tarantulas and I haven't put any water in. So they were amazing though. I literally just pried the lid open enough for me to put the pipette in, and then I just squeezed like a few drops down just so there was something in there. And they were fine. Literally, they couldn't have cared less. I was just like,
maybe not
okay, I'm not going to hold on to that because I can guarantee, like, I'll go near them tomorrow or something, and they'll be like, you just don't know. You've got to always be cautious, even if like they seem absolutely fine. I'm still going to be mega cautious.
They can change personality between molts as well, so it's just like you can't.
Yes.
That
pet page said I got a £100 mystery box yesterday, and it was all old worlds. Oh, yeah, I'll have to watch that video. That'll be quite interesting to see.
Did you do the video?
Yeah. Says if you have a moment, check the video out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely.
That's on my list now.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
Oh, Spider Sisters just said you got a Balfouri. Oh, they got Pet Page got a Balfouri. So
cool. They're really cool. They're so good. I'm like, you're gonna love them when you get yours.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, they're so cool. I mean, I've never ever seen mine, but I know he's cool. Even if he never shows me. Like, he's made amazing web tunnels. Like, I only keep one on its own. So yeah, but all his little tunnels, and like every day there's something different. Or like he actually because he comes out overnight when I'm asleep, and I'll come over and I'll check in the morning, and what he's done is he's actually ripped down a part of his webbing and like redone it somewhere else.
Oh wow.
Like, he actually destroys bits and redoes them, and it's mad. It's like
a little OCD tarantula. It's like, that one wasn't good enough, I must change it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And the pet page just said she's got 16 now.
Is that 16 Balfouri? We're going to ask the same thing. 16 Balfouris or 16 tarantulas?
I'll be impressed with either.
Yeah. And Spider Sister, yeah, that's fair enough. I didn't think I was ready for Old Worlds, but I've now got 3 because I didn't realise they were going to come in the mystery box. But that's like for me, because they're spiderlings, it's like a good excuse Ollie sneezing in the background. It's like for me it's fine because I think I can grow with them. That's going to be my learning curve. I'm still nervous as anything about it because it's completely new and there are risks and all of that, things that I need to watch out for. But what reads the pet page?
I've just read it.
Wow. Okay.
That is
Okay.
crazy.
117 tarantulas.
I'd never leave the room. It takes me hours just to water and feed mine.
Yes, literally. I will be
Oh,
when I even before I had because I got 3 Smithies a few weeks ago or two weeks ago. So before that I had 6 spiderlings. They took me like 2 hours to feed, and
I was
it's
just
just 117. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Like, good on you.
Yeah.
Like, I would totally love that. I would be there. I'd be doing that. But
we come around your house.
yeah, exactly. Can we
get
come
off
to
hill.
you? We'll come and help.
I couldn't do that though. Like, I don't know how you do it. Like, I really don't. But anyway, right. It's 9 o'clock. I think
Yeah.
we've been on for 2 hours, 20 minutes. But
Yep.
it's been so fun. But I know for a fact that I'm going to be heading to bed soon to go to work.
I can feel
tomorrow.
myself getting tired. I'm just like, oh, because when you like with lockdown and everything, you don't get to be social very much. So with these live streams and stuff, I've found like the past 2 I've done with Raggies, I've been shattered afterwards because I'm using so much energy. It takes a lot of energy doing a video or doing a live stream, but then because we're also interacting as well, it uses so much energy to be social. It's crazy.
It really does. And I work from home as well, so I don't even leave the house anymore.
Oh, literally. I mean, because of the condition I've got, I can't work at the moment. Hopefully I will in the future. I can't wait to be able to work again. But for example, literally the other day, my partner said, let's go to Tesco, let's get you out of the house and we'll just go for a little wander, get a few bits. I literally walked into the doorway, like you have, I don't know what it's like I think it's like this at most Tesco's, but you kind of have the double doors. So you have the first doors and the second doors, and then you're in the main shop. And as soon as I was in the main shop, I literally walked in and I just stopped and I was just like, I'm just so not used to all the lights and all the sounds and everything that every time I go out, it's like, wow,
it's like the first
really
time.
weird. It's really weird. When I first had my condition, I went insane. I was singing to the cats and talking to the cats because I wasn't social, so I just did these random things and was just chatting away to my cats. And we were walking around Tesco's for one of the first times that I'd been out, and since my condition started. And I was just singing in the shop, like, because I'd be singing to myself at home. I just started doing it in the shop, and Ollie was just like, you've realised that you're, around other people now. And I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should be more conscious of what I'm doing.
Probably like, what is she?
Yeah, exactly. I felt absolutely insane, honestly, but
I talk to these tarantulas and Adam laughs at me because I work in my spider room, so my laptop is in here. So, and then whenever I finish and sign off for the day, I'll go, right, good night, kids. Turn the light off. Like, I'll say that every single night, and Adam just laughs at me. He's like, they can't hear you, right?
Oh.
But it's, I still say good night to them because, it's just, I can't not say good night.
It's hard not to, isn't it? Because you're so conscious of them all the time as well. Like, you're always wanting to make sure they're all right, check on them, make sure see if anyone's in molt or malted, or all of those sorts of things. So it's hard not to be like, are you okay? Okay, no, you're fine. It's okay. It's
That
very
pet
quick.
patient does that too. Yeah, I'm always talking to them.
The other thing I was going to mention briefly, if that's okay.
Yeah.
You said about I think it was about one of your tarantulas that has burrowed. I think
Yeah, the
probably
classic.
something related to that.
Yeah.
But basically, my Tilted Cattle Vagons has a volcano, so I've got like probably a decent amount of substrate, and then I've wedged the hide in. And what they've done is they've dug out underneath their hide, so the hide actually sinks into the ground,
Right.
and then they've gradually built a little mountain. So instead of putting the dirt like to the side, they've created a mountain with a hole in it.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I'll have to take a picture for you, but it started off about this big, and from the substrate to the lid of the enclosure is probably about that much. The this volcano, as I now call it, so say it's about here, the volcano actually comes up to like where my thumb is now, and I'm just like,
That's crazy. That's
how am I
pretty
gonna?
much what my classy did.
Oh
Like,
really?
pretty much the same thing. Oh, I can like show you really quick now. Just because you'll see it and you'll think mine's exactly the same. So that corner is where she's buried. So see where the substrate actually is,
Yeah.
and then that's what she's done with it.
See, mine's done that, but it's done it centrally.
Like
in the
right in the
enclosure.
middle.
Yeah, I'll see. I've taken pictures of it.
You have to send me one. If you show it or send me one.
Yeah, I definitely got one that we took fairly recently. Because I was trying to send it to. There it is. The photo doesn't really do it justice. I'll have to at some point get it out properly and show everyone. But it's hard because the reflection of the light.
I think
so it's like,
see what you mean though.
Yeah. So it's central in the enclosure. It is literally evolved. It started off as like a little mound, and now it's literally gone from a little mound to just straight up. It's straight up, and it's really how it's stable. I have no idea, and it still comes out the top. Ollie saw it last night, half out, and I'm like, how is this substrate balancing with this spider on it? Because it honestly looks like it's just gonna knock over. It's just it's so weird. I'll have to take a proper picture of it at some point. When I next feed them, I'll take a proper picture and I'll send it to you, and I'll also post it on Instagram.
Do that. So just before we begin finishing up, Spider Sister said, do I need to do anything more other than moisturizing the enclosure for my buried sling? Pretty much no. Like, if a sling is buried, if we've learned anything, you just leave it.
Yeah.
100% leave it. But something else that I learned, and sorry to interrupt you there.
No, you're fine.
Is if you're gonna keep them moist, is don't let them get wet. So if you moisten the substrate, let it dry like 3/4 of the way, most of the way, before like damping it again. Otherwise it will just get boggy, and you want to avoid that.
Yeah, you don't want soggy substrate. You want damp substrate, not wet, not soggy, just fairly damp substrate. I guess it's hard to describe it, but I personally, what I do is I generally, because my substrate dries out quite quickly, I will just overflow one of the water bowls.
Yeah.
In that one corner. The only time you wouldn't want to do that is if your sling is next to or under the water bowl. If that is the case, fill up the water bowl as normal and dampen a corner where it isn't going to soak the tarantula. So don't worry, you won't drown it as long as you're doing it carefully. It's just, you just got to do really little bits. For me, what I used to do is I used to poke a corner where I knew the tarantula wasn't anywhere near. I'd poke a corner down, and then I'd get a pipette's worth of water, stick
Yeah.
it down the hole and squeeze it,
Exactly.
and let it then fill out the whole thing.
Yeah.
But just do one, and that's literally, as far as I've learnt so far, is that seems to be enough just to keep it a good level, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
As
wouldn't
easy
stress
as
about that too much.
So don't worry. Yeah.
Little and often.
Yeah. Little and often. If you start getting worried and constantly keeping them damp, sometimes you end up doing more harm than good. So everything in moderation.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right. So I'm getting tired.
Oh, there's no water bowl, too small enclosure. There's a plant I water every few days. So what sort of size enclosure is it then? Is it? It's hard to because obviously we're going off of.
Is it for the tea elbow that I think they mentioned before? I have 2 tea elbow set up in a 30 by 30 tank. Is that the one that you mean? Thanks so much for talking to me. Yeah, no worries. She says slings are stressful.
Yes,
They are.
They are. They can be very, very stressful. Oh, G pulse ropes.
I know which one you mean. Sometimes though a smaller enclosure can be better than a larger one, depending on the sling anyway.
But you can, even if you don't have a water bowl, you can literally just do the pipette
Dribble the
method.
water.
So it's the same, even if it's with the normal, what do you call it? The sling pots. I never know what to call them. The little sling pots
sling
that
pot.
they come in. You can do exactly the same thing. Just poke one side of it, and then do the same thing with the pipette. It doesn't have to be with the water bowl. You can use the pipette method. That works absolutely fine. And yeah, I'd go with that method personally.
Yeah. So would I. I think they can sort of drink or suck moisture out of the substrate, so it's not the end of the world if you don't have a water dish in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to wrap
That's
this up.
fine. That's fine.
It's been great though. 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I know. I'm amazed we made it that long, to be honest.
That was a lot longer than I thought, but it's been really good though. It's been really great talking to you.
Yeah, it's been nice just nattering away. It's been lovely.
Yeah. So, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
It's been a pleasure. Anytime.
Anytime. Seriously, yeah. Same as well. Anytime.
Thank you. And goodbye, Spider Sister, for chatting with us as well.
Yes, good. And the pet page as well. Really nice to speak to you both.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good night. And I hope the kids are going to bed soon.
Yeah. I think my daughter's asleep now. I hope.
Oh.
I'll find out in a minute.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, and I'll see you. I'll probably just message you on Instagram anyway at some point.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So, I think I just clicked end broadcast. So.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
If it